Hey y'all, it is October the 23rd, 2024. And y'all, real quick before I go inside and start making my lunch for tomorrow, I figured I'd stick out here just for a little while and share with y'all a little bit of a story time. We got a story to share, right? And it has a lot to do with actually what's right below my face. I went ahead and I put it on my X profile. All right, as it says right there, Loop 1604 near Highway 281 shut down after major San Antonio crash. And I don't know what it means by major. All right, like if people were hurt or like how many vehicles were involved. I actually was looking it up, or it doesn't really say here. It doesn't really say. All right, but I wanted to share this little story with y'all before I forget it. Earlier this morning, well, before I mention that, okay, people are on tough times, on rough times and stuff, and they cut back and they scrimp and they scrape and this and that, and the economy ain't no good, right? A little while ago, actually, quite some time ago now, your boy is doing something dumb. It's dumb, I admit it. It's pretty dumb. But your boy, he stopped paying for car insurance. Think what you will of me. Stop paying for it. Don't have it. I probably illegal. I'm probably snitching on myself right now. But let's just say I made all this up. Don't take my word for it, right? But hypothetically, let's just say your boy riding around with no insurance. This is why it costs a lot of money, all right? And that's kind of why, but also, there's better technically things that I could do, that I could spend my money on, technically, right now. And mind you, I think it's dumb. I think it's a dumb idea. And in fact, I may start back up on insurance here pretty soon. I don't know. I'm going to fill it out. I've been getting my money up in the meantime. So my theory was, dang, dude, like I was slipping, riding around with no insurance. That's kind of irresponsible. It's kind of dumb. I was thinking, gosh, man, but I'm saving this a little bit of money up, saving this little bit of money up that way, not to hold it, not to hold the money, but to acquire things, whatever I think is most important before all sort of chaos hits the fan. That's what I'm thinking about. It's like, well, what can I get? What can I barely attempt to get if I'm not paying this car insurance? All right. And it is dumb. So, but I figured, well, I'll write out. I mean, damn, dude, I already went this far. I'm going to just write it out to the end of the year. The end of the year is right around the corner. Because the way I'm figuring, dude, like, let's let the chaos ensue and the situation simmer and see what plays out over the course of November. Trust me, it's going to be all sort of shenanigans all throughout November. And then after that, after the dust is settled and stuff, man, then take whatever money I got and go ahead and buy insurance and stuff like that. Whatever. In the meantime, try my best to not get into any accidents and stuff like that. And Lord knows, I've been saying this is a zombie apocalypse as far as driving. People don't know how to drive, and they're getting even worse as the days ensue. All right, but shout out. There's more often than not. There's good drivers here in San Antonio. It's just you tend to notice the bad ones more. So that was my plan. That still is my plan technically. But I'll be thinking about it. Leave me your suggestions in the comment section below. But Whatever. We'll see. All right, so I don't have insurance. I got to be extra careful, you know. And regardless, you don't want to get in an accident, even if you do have insurance. Okay? So now, here's the start of my story. Earlier today, this morning, I was riding to work. Let's give you a little context. It's kind of early. For me, you know, you want to leave by 5:25. You want to leave before then. But really, what you're aiming at is for 5:25, because if you get 5:25 or before that, we're talking AM. If I get out on the road before that, then I should be able to make it to work on time. In fact, a little bit early, and therefore I don't have to hurry. I don't have to rush. I don't have to like get all worked up. All right, to get to work at 6 o'clock a.m. All right, and I'll have you know that there's a highway called 1604, and there's other highways, 410. You know, highways are dangerous in general, right? But 1604 it is known as being fairly dangerous, right? And that's the highway that I take all the way to work. 1604, all across the top of San Antonio, going eastbound. So, like I said, man, today I actually left at like 5:25, a little bit before that. So I was able to be like kind of leisurely with my stuff. And even when I'm not leisurely, like I said, I only got insurance, but before that, I mean, shoot, man, I spent like 10 years. I don't know about 10 years, but I spent a good amount of time riding around without a license, anyways. All right, if the police or whatever sees this video, I'm making everything up. This never happened. All right, but so I'm extra special careful, dude. I'm a defensive driver. I know a lot of people might want to say that about themselves. No, I really am. All right, all the rest of y'all people are lying to yourself. Think you're defensive. You don't know the first thing about it. All right, so this morning I was riding down 1604. Now I'll have you know, the 1604 is a pretty popular highway to get you to places. It goes all around San Antonio, around the whole thing. And and the parts of 1604 that I drive on, it's liable to be 3 lanes. Perhaps I don't know if it ever turns to 4 lanes, but sometimes it whittles itself down to 2 lanes. Sometimes it does that, depending on like where you're at. So we're getting close to my work location. All right, I'm almost there. About like 5-7 more minutes, and I'll be at work. And I'm on my way, and I'll have you know that yeah, it's deadly dangerous, and everybody knows that about 1604. And it's in the morning. People are barely awake. It's still dark. It's kind of dangerous. I like that there's not so much traffic because it's before most people get up, and then the traffic's all wild. I mean, dude, if you wait till like 5:45 and leave, first of all, you're gonna be late to work, but secondly, traffic is gonna double in that short period of time. So you want to leave earlier because you're just trying to beat all the traffic. All right, and I'll have you know that people in the know, they know that people go fast. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty much for anywhere, right? But they go fast on 1604. And lots of times the speed limit will be 60 miles an hour for like most of it. It'll be 60 miles an hour, especially because they've been doing road work like over there and stuff. So they got the road work signs and all this. 60 miles an hour. Basically, for the most part, people tend to go 80 miles an hour on there. All right, and hypothetically, from time to time, your boy will go 80 miles an hour on there. All right, just because that's what seems natural on that road to go 80 miles an hour. Um, of course, in the slow lane, you'll be going slower. And some people abide by it. Some people who are women usually have no idea what's the difference between the fast and slow lane. But even in the slow lane, people are probably going to be going 70. All right, 65 at the lowest in the slow lane because you're trying to get where you're going. All right, and on that particular stretch of 1604, you're not really, there's not many cops hiding waiting to get you at that time of day. All right, so people feel comfortable to do that. So as I was going there and I'm almost getting to work, I okay, I get into the slow lane for whatever reason, and this is where the highway happens to turn into two lanes. There's only two lanes, fast lane and the slow lane. For whatever reason, even though my exit's not too close, I figure let me get into the slow lane. And the thing is, I'm always in the slow lane. If like unless I'm passing, that is the rules of the road, by the way. I mean, that is how it's supposed to work. So lots of times I'll get in a slow lane until someone's just like in front of me, and now it becomes dangerous because they're going a little bit slower than me. And so I'll pass them and stuff like that, you know. So I'm in the slow lane. I happen to be behind a 18 wheeler. Mind you, this 18 wheeler is going damn slow. Like I don't know, 60, maybe 65 miles an hour. And I get behind him. I'm like pretty close behind him. I'm so close that it's like, you know, you start thinking, man, okay, I think maybe I should pass this guy. I'm close. All right. But in my head, I'm thinking, you know what, forget it. I'm just not going to pass this guy. And I'm pretty close to the 18 wheeler. I'm so close that you really can't see. He's like taking up my whole view. I definitely can't see what's in front of him. And for the most part, I can't see what's in the fast lane either, because he's like right up close to me. It's the point where you think about changing lanes. But me being the defensive driver that I am, I say, you know, I'm not going to change lanes because I can't even see what's in the other lane. Oh yeah, you can assume that they're going real fast and stuff, or that no one's there, but I can't see what's in the fast lane. So I'm just like, yeah, let me ride this out, and I'll pass this guy here in a second. Because honestly, it seems kind of weird that he's going this slow. I don't know. It seems something weird about it. I was like, it's kind of weird. And I can't see what's in the fast lane. So I'm going to wait a little while, maybe slow down even, see if I can get a better view. And then I'll switch into the fast lane. So within like a second, I realized what was feeling so funny about, I don't know why I got that funny feeling, is because there was a car in the fast lane. Just parked there in the fast lane. And I didn't even see this car until basically I was passing the car in the slow lane. I didn't know that the car was there until I'm passing it. And then I see this car and it's just completely stopped, parked in the fast lane. And as I'm driving down the road, 65 miles an hour, I take a glance in my rear view mirror. And, you know, within a split second, I could see basically pretty much what happened. Like, it seemed like, I'm not sure exactly, but it seemed like, you know, maybe the guy's tire popped or something. Maybe he blew a tire and got a little bit out of control, wound up kind of like wedging himself up against the wall a little bit. And luckily he wasn't like turned around and all this, so it seemed like, okay, he didn't have too devastating of a crash, whoever this was. But I'm going 65 miles an hour. So I barely see that. I really don't see if there's anyone there like by the car. But I do think in my head, whoever was in that car, they better be so far away from that car right now, because I can hardly think of a more dangerous situation as this, what I just passed. All right. But this is all, you know, I'm thinking about this in retrospect while I'm passing the car, and now the situation's behind me. Uh, you know, later on I was thinking, I'm pretty, you know, thank God I'm defensive. You'll never catch me like switching through lanes and stuff and zigzagging through people. I don't do that. I don't do that stuff, man, ever. I mean, unless your damn hair's on fire, there's no reason to do that. But I see people doing it. And someone being a little bit less defensive as me might have switched lanes so that they could pass up this 18-wheeler. And that would have been damn devastating had I thought to do that. But I had what little sense I have. I had the sense enough to know, I cannot see in the fast lane. I can assume that they're going fast in that lane, but I don't know that for sure. That's why I'm not going to switch over. Had I switched over, obviously, I would have hit this guy, dude, or hopefully not a guy. I would have hit the car doing 65 miles an hour. That would have been all messed up. So actually, when I get to work, I go to work and stuff, you know, I go straight to work when I'm there. But when my break rolls around, it's about, what is it, like 9:30, we get a break. I come out and I always like check little, see what's San Antonio news. And this pops up. And I don't know all the details of it, so it's like there's really no point to reading this whole article. But just in the exact, pretty much the exact spot, I would have to guess it's the same exact. This is the spot that I was talking about. They say at 6:15. Now, mind you, I pass up this car probably at like 5:45 or 5:50, somewhere around there, a.m. They're saying just after 6:15, major, super huge, major crash right there. So the point is, they had to close off the whole damn highway, and everybody, everybody coming after that, you're gonna be late as hell to work. All right, and it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything about anybody dying. So thank God. I guess nobody died. But I can imagine, dude. If I can imagine what kind of a major crash that scenario had unfolded and stuff right there. And it's like, that could have happened to anyone. Of course, it could have happened to me and stuff. I sit back and I know that God's got me. And honestly, when and if God wants me to crash straight into a car going 65 miles an hour, He's going to do that too. And I don't doubt it. And I still praise Him and I thank Him for that. I might blow myself to smithereens at that point and stuff, but you know, that's just what God meant for me. I'm not something special, but in this day, today, he decided uh, not to blow me into smithereens. And even a minor accident would be really, really unfortunate because I do not have insurance. And but however, there's some people who did have a terrible time today. And it doesn't say nobody died, but damn, dude, that must have been a hell of a crash. And so somebody's day, at least multiple people's days was ruined today. All right, and that's God's will. Unfortunately, I wish them the best, and I hope whatever injury and whatever, I hope they had car insurance and all that. Like, I wish them the best, you know. And it's all God's will too. That's the thing. As we get up out of here, I'm kind of taken aback by the whole situation. And it gives me more reason to just like be satisfied with myself. Be satisfied with my everything, my whole situation and stuff. I'm breathing. Sun's shining. These are like birds chirping out here. I have not gotten into a crazy accident today. I have not gone to jail and stuff because I don't have no insurance. I've not all this sort of stuff. And it's damn near a miracle. And I know for when my moment comes, it's gonna come, dude. It's nothing I'm gonna do about it. Praise God. Praise God. He's given me so much. I don't deserve any of it. It's unbelievable. Praise God. Yeah, I don't have no insurance, but I'm thinking about getting it. But like also, you know, even like if I was blowing the smithereens, what good is my insurance gonna do? I guess, except for I guess pay some sort of bills that I'll have. I don't know when you blow yourself into smithereens. Does your car insurance like they don't pay for any of that? I don't know. I'm just thinking too much. Anyways, that's my story. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. Let me know if you were blowing into smithereens or almost blowing into smithereens today. Let me know if you narrowly escaped the grasp of the Grim Reaper today. All right, I want to know about it. I'll holler at you a little bit later.